Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. I hope you're having a great Sunday with friends and family and loved ones. I hope I can bring a little bit of education and entertainment to you guys with Mail Day number 82. It is a lame one. No, not to be a spoiler alert, this is not huge. There's no crazy stuff in here, but I checked off some much needed cards. It's basically me taking a breather. Yesterday, you probably saw a pretty big Mail Day number 81. If you want to see some bigger cards, go watch Mail Day number 81. There was some really good cards in there. Mail Day number 82 is not quite as sexy. I've got 6 cards, 5 basketball, 1 soccer, all PSA 8s, 5 Jordans. Let's get cranking. Here we go. Mail Day number 82. The first card is the biggest card and the most important card that I did pick up out of the 6 cards we're going to talk about today. It's the 1997 Stadium Club Hoop Screams card. It's a HS10 in the set, which causes problems when you're searching for PSA 10s, which I'll explain in just a second when we look at the card ladder sales data. But we're going to take a little bit of a dive into this, a little baby dive, not a explore the card dive, but a little baby dive. I love this card. I think it's the coolest card. I love the action image of Jordan on the front with the mouth agape. The tongue's not out, but the mouth's open. It's Hoop Screams, which is kind of a play on words of Hoop Dreams, which was one of the greatest basketball movies of all time and maybe one of the greatest basketball documentaries of all time, along with The Last Dance and Dream Team. Those are 3 of my favorite basketball documentaries of all time. Go check them out if you haven't seen them. The back of the card's really cool as well. It's got a picture of Jordan with the same image from the front, but almost in like a U.S. currency type little fontish image right there. It says, "Call it will, soul, or emotional voodoo. Michael Jordan, like no other player in the sport, elevates the play of his teammates to new levels. The Bulls respond to his emotion. May it be a scowl, a scream, or a smirk with championship force." Card number HS10. That's the Hoop Screams PSA 8. As you know, I collect PSA 8s and PSA 10s, so I've got it complete. I got the PSA 10 right there. It's a Pop 26 card, which we're about to look at. And then, of course, I've got the PSA 8 that I just showed you today. So I'm set in my Hoop Screams. Here's the deal. There's a members-only parallel. You guys know if there's a Stadium Club card and it's an insert, there's going to be a members-only parallel. So that is going to be a tall task. And let me show you why. First, let's switch over real quick to the card ladder history. Here's this history of the sales of the Hoop Screams card in PSA 10. This is just a little diversion we're going to take here. One of those rare situations where the most recent PSA 10 is the highest selling PSA 10 ever. So no, not 2021, not 2022, not 2020, when the hobby was booming. Just last week, the $725 paid for this 1997 Hoop Screams PSA 10 Pop 26 is the highest price ever paid. I'm in Card Ladder. I've got Hoop Screams Jordan PSA 10 sorted, and I've got it sorted by the highest price ever. Not only was it the highest price, it was almost double the highest price before that, which was November of 2022, about 5-6 months ago. So this card's moving drastically in the right direction. If we look at Hoop Screams Jordan in PSA 8, just to see what the trend is on this card. I can't remember what I paid. It was something around here, 20, 30, 40. I don't know. I have no idea. But all over the place with these prices. But primarily, you're going to be anywhere from 25 to 45. It looks like 25 to 40 maybe. 33, 30, 40, 21, 30, 28, 40, 21, whatever. If you pick one up in the 20s, you're probably doing well. If we look at the pop, this is why it's going to be tough to put the whole quadrant together. And by quadrant, I mean PSA 8 and 10 in the base Hoop Screams insert and the members only Hoop Screams insert. Members only is just super rare, guys. It's just one of those, Sasquatches. You're not going to find this in the open market very often. There's only one PSA 10 members only in existence. I mean, the Pop 26 for the base Hoop Screams is difficult and insane enough. The Pop 1 is just, you're asking a lot here. The PSA 8's only a Pop 5 with 9 higher. Only 17 members only have ever been graded by PSA. That's going to be a rare, difficult artifact to find and to unearth. The PSA 8's a Pop 174. I think this card may not get the attention that it deserves. Only 421 have ever been graded by PSA. That's not a big number when it comes to Jordan inserts. All right, that's enough about one card. That's the Hoop Screams PSA 8. Next card, a 1998 Topps Chrome back-to-back. It's a subset card that's in the set itself. Card number B1. It's a good-looking image of Jordan. We got to figure out who he's shooting over. I should know this. It ends in LL. It kind of looks like a Nets. I don't want to say Grant Hill. It's 1998. I guess it could be, but I'm not sure. Would Grant Hill still be on the Pistons? It could be Grant Hill that he's shooting over. I mean, Grant Hill probably would have been guarding him. But the back is cool. It's got back to back, and of course it's back. It's spelled backwards, which makes it kind of cool. But then they're like back-to-back accomplishments. It talks about all his back-to-back stuff. So back-to-back Bulls titles, back-to-back scoring leader, back-to-back most valuable player, back-to-back finals most valuable player. And, of course, he went back-to-back-to-back and back-to-back-to-back-to-back on a lot of different things, including the scoring title. But NCAA Player of the Year 2 years in a row. A lot of people don't remember that and don't know that. Obviously, those same 2 years, he was also first-team All-American. But anyway, interesting little baby card, back-to-back PSA 8, 20, 30, maybe not even a $20 card. I don't even remember what I paid for it. Just a little guy that I needed and picked it up. Next on the list is a card. This kind of reminds me of that Nestle Crunch Time card, right? The cool one where the back is all black and white and kind of grayed out, and then Jordan is just colorful and vibrant, and he kind of pops to the front of the card. You got Ewing and who knows what Damian Wilkins, Gerald Wilkins, Dominique's cousin's doing back here. I think Damian Wilkins was actually Gerald's son, Dominique's nephew, maybe. I'm not sure who Damian Wilkins was. He was related to Gerald and Dominique in one way, but Gerald was Dominique's brother for sure. And then I don't know who else that is, but Paxton's looking back there, and he's even wider than normal with the black and white imagery. So cool Jordan PSA 8 right there. Again, 15, 20 bucks. Can't even remember. Might have been 11 bucks. I have no idea. Next is a Xavi. I know some of you guys that watch my channel only want the basketball, so I'll keep it short. I'm trying to collect the 2014 Prism World Cup autograph set in PSA 10. That's impossible to do, so sometimes I've got to take a 9 or an 8. Yes, I know the autograph sucks. Yes, it's off sticker. Yes, it's streaky. Yes, it's bad. Go look at the cards from this set. A lot of the autographs are absolutely terrible. Cafu is one that comes to mind where it's just impossible to get a good autograph of the guy, but Xavi, one of the greatest players that ever lived. Of course, he played for Spain, and that's why he's featured in the Spain jersey here from the 2014 World Cup. That's first year Prism World Cup, first Prism autograph ever for everybody that's in the set. It's 50-card set. Happy to pick up the Xavi Hernandez for a pretty cheap price. The next card we're going to look at, the most interesting card, and I'm going to take you on a little journey here. So this is his 1998 Plus Factor. It's mislabeled. This actually should say... I'm sorry. No, this one is actually labeled correctly. So it's the 1998 Fleer Tradition, card number 142. It's, we call it the Plus Factor. It's a subset card. It's card number 142, but it says Plus Factor on it. So if I said, hey, I picked up a Jordan Plus Factor, everybody would know what you're talking about, right? So front of the card, back of the card. It's almost got like a swimming pool image on the back of the card, it looks like. But I think this is the year where Fleer changed the name of their product, their mainstream flagship product, from Fleer to Fleer Tradition. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the great Frankie Rodriguez backed me up on that on Instagram. But you'll see down here, Jordan's got a 28.7 scoring average, and then this is almost like a swimming pool. He's taking a fadeaway jumper here. But the reason I pulled this card up, I want to show you, of course, again, I collect the cards in PSA 10s and PSA 8s. Here's the PSA 10, but look at the label. You see the difference in the label, guys? Look at this. 1998 Fleer Tradition, Michael Jordan, card number 142. 1998 Fleer, no tradition. They didn't put the word tradition on there. And so and let me show you why that caused a problem. I'm just going to fast forward to it. But anyway, to get to the point, I have the PSA 10, and then I have two PSA 8s now. Both of those are correctly labeled Fleer Tradition, but as we saw, the PSA 10 is not labeled correctly. It just says Fleer. So that led me to ask, what's the name of the damn product? And when I went to check the pop report, I wanted to know how rare the Fleer Tradition, the Plus Factor was in PSA 10. And so I went to the PSA. Tell me what I'm missing here. You guys tell me what I'm missing. This is what I'm doing here. I mean, I check PSA pop reports for a living, damn near. 1998 Fleer, nothing pulls up in basketball. Of course, I've got it sorted by basketball cards. 1998 Fleer, I got nothing. There's Fleer Brilliance, there's all sorts of Fleer derivations, but there's no just pure 1998 Fleer. And look, and then you get into B's and C's, and you're going, and it gets the finest, and then it goes past the F's. No Fleer, okay? And when I go to page 2, it goes straight to hoops. Trust me, you just got to, here, I'll just go to it and show you. There you go. So it goes to page 2. Now it jumps all the way to hoops. So it jumps from Flair to hoops. So no Fleer, okay, down here. If you go back and let's search Fleer Tradition, right? Which is what you would expect. It would pull right up. It's going to be no problem at all. Fleer Tradition. Why does it say that? Let me start over. Let me hit this again. Bear with me, guys. Hang on. All right. Okay, I don't know what's happening now. That's weird. Let's go back here and just type this one in. Hang on. Sorry about that. Slight delay. At least you know it's organic and not scripted here. 1998 Fleer Tradition. Boom. All right, there you go. And then we're going to hit basketball cards. All right, so first let's do it without hitting basketball cards. So it pulls up Fleer Tradition. Let's get rid of basketball cards because I want to show you guys what I'm talking about and why I'm confused. And I think this is what happened. I think PSA has them labeled wrong. I think I might have just figured it out. It's got 1998 Fleer Tradition twice for baseball. One of those is almost definitely supposed to be basketball. And let me show you why. Because when you click basketball, there is no Fleer Tradition. Like just the set. I just want to see the base set so I can look up my plus factor. It's not on here. So there is no Fleer Tradition. I think I just figured out the problem. I was going to show you. I was like, somebody figure this out for me. Here's the problem. When you cut out the basketball, it's got two baseballs. So I'm guessing one of these is going to be basketball. Let's click one. Let's click this one. Ken Griffey Jr. That's baseball. Let's click the first one. Maybe I'm dumber than I thought. Maybe this is going to be baseball as well, and it's just a duplicate baseball. But if this one pulls up, yeah, so it just says the requested page was not found. So my guess is one of these Fleer Tradition is supposed to be basketball, but you can't see it, and they both say baseball. It's not letting me get into there. So I don't know what the pop is on the damn card, which really sucks because I wanted to kind of share that with you. But anyway, to get back to the card we're talking about the plus factor. If we go look at sales history and we pull up the PSA 10 sorted by recently sold, you can see 242 is a pretty big number. The card did sell for 500 something. I paid $204 for my card, my PSA 10 back in 2019. I went and I wanted to check on that because I was just curious where that card was from, when I bought it, and I'm doing fine. But you can see the card does fluctuate a little bit. Christmas Day, probably not a great day to end your auction on Christmas Day. Would you end it at midnight when everybody was asleep? But except parents. 189, 242, 175, 235, 165, 242. So that's what you're looking at. I, of course, picked up the PSA 8 most recently. And again, 20 bucks, 20, 14, 10. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I picked mine up on PWCC, but I might be wrong. It must have been on eBay. So I'm one of those 20s, quite likely. But anyway, that's the next card in our mail day. If we keep it cranking, we've got a 1998 Stadium Club Jordan number 62, just a base card with the great Georgia Tech legend Matt Geiger in the background. Certainly he's going to foul Michael Jordan. There's no question about that. That's what the back of the card looks like. But this little PSA 8 was another $10, $12, $15 card. So that's it. Not the sexiest mail day. I just wanted to show you guys. Pretty cool, the hoop screens. Pretty difficult to obtain. The members only. I don't know if I'm ever going to finish that race. And then PSA 8 baby, PSA 8 baby, PSA 8 plus factor with the conundrum where PSA pop reports are apparently screwed up. I'll text Nat or I'll shoot Nat a message on Instagram and let him know that pop report's messed up. And so we don't know how many plus factor PSA 10s or 8s are out there. We have no idea. And then there's a 98 Stadium Club, just a base card right there. So that's it for this mail day. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully, again, you're having a great Sunday and you spend your time with the friends and family and loved ones and enjoy collecting, and maybe you go scoop up some cards in the PWCC Weekly Auction that ends tonight. And I just want to reiterate this because somebody asked me the other day, what's my deal with PWCC? I'm getting paid zero. I do not get paid by PWCC or PSA or Probstein or Card Ladder or any of these people. The day that I do get paid, I will proudly tell you, but as of right now, I don't get paid by anybody. I'm doing these videos because I learn, I have fun doing them, I love sharing, I love having some purpose and some role in hopefully the growth and education of the hobby. I know that sounds corny as hell for a 48-year-old guy, but I do care about the hobby and the direction it's going, and so I know my place in this big world, which we call the hobby, is a very small little niche. That's the word that I keep using that I don't know how to pronounce, but I like to think I'm doing something right and doing the right thing the right way. So again, not that taking money for for the channel would be wrong. I will gladly take anybody's money. But the one thing you know about me is I'm going to be pretty transparent. I'm not going to take money from products, brands, companies, entities, or people that I don't respect or implement in the way that I collect. So that pretty much limits my ability to make money doing this channel now that I think about it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. As always, keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, enjoy your weekend, and peace.